The sun is out and warm weather is calling. And with bright new designer pieces from Stony Clover Lane for Target, you'll be ready for every spring adventure. Dropping April 2nd, this limited time only collection is filled with candy-colored, customizable accessories, swim, outdoor fun, and more. Mix and match and personalize essentials for wherever you're going. Whether you're headed to the beach or around town, there's never been a better way to express your personal style. Stony Clover Lane for Target drops April 2nd in most Target stores and Target.com for a limited time only.
Thank you for calling 423-GET-FAME. That's 423-GET-FAME. I would tell you to leave a message, but the truth is, I don't really care. I've had this hotline open for months, and not one of you jokers have what it takes to be famous like me. So leave a message if you want, but don't expect a call back. I've got way more important things to do than to waste my time on losers like Masquerita Sagrada and you all. Thank you, and have a nice day.
Hey there, folks, and welcome to the Grave Consequences podcast. My name is Caleb Baldwin. You can follow me on Twitter at IamCalebB. I am Caleb and then another B. Follow my friend, co-host, and producer, Greg at X Maserati. And check out the show on the Social Suplex Podcast Network. Search for that wherever you download your podcast. And, folks, it is, again, Tuesday, March 8th. And we are here to review Season 3, Episode 8 of Lucha Underground. The title is Gift of the Gods. And, Greg, if you're okay with it, I think we can get right into it.
Good to go.
All right. So we see Dario Cueto in his office, and Sexy Star comes in, and she demands her title shot against Matanza Cueto for next week. And Dario gives her the match as long as she can beat Johnny Mundo tonight. So a little bit of a, like, oh, yeah, for sure. You just got to do this. That's all. Because as we established last week, Johnny Mundo has Dario on the take, and yeah, Mundo's getting a title shot. He may have paid for it, but he's getting one. And I loved Sexy Star's confidence here. She's like, I'm not scared of you or Johnny Mundo or your brother. And Dario had a good quote. He's like, hey, as my mother can attest, women don't fare too well against him.
You know, when the Gift of the Gods belt was, what's the word? When they brought it out, when they debuted it.
Yeah.
I could have sworn, and I know I'm wrong. Like I'm saying this, I know I was wrong in thinking this, but
Yeah.
I thought there was like a 2-week time frame. You had to eventually challenge, or you lose it.
Yeah. 1 week notice.
And that's never actually been the case, I don't think.
Yeah.
Oh, you just need to give notice. Okay, you just need to give notice.
You just have to give notice. That's all.
Oh, so you can wait as long as you want.
Yeah, you can give notice, and then the proprietor can be like, well, yeah, but you just got to win this.
I mean, like, I could hold it, and people can challenge me for it, but there's nothing stopping you from holding it for a full year.
Yeah, I guess you could do that if you wanted, but why?
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to think of. I like the Gift of the Gods because, you know, there's a lot of belts in various promotions.
Yeah.
And sometimes, I don't know. I just think the Gift of the Gods makes a lot of sense because it kind of gives you a place to stand around. You can even have to defend it. It's just kind of like a very kind of almost like a video game kind of logic.
Yeah.
Where it's like a mini game or it's another event you got to get through to get to, you know, the bigger event. And, you know, once you have it, because here's the thing, like once you have, like, let's say the Intercontinental Championship, right?
Yes.
And I'm not picking on the WWE or whoever has it right now.
Yeah.
No, I like Ricochet, so I'm not picking on him. But I'm just saying, like there's a U.S. championship, there's a European championship. Those belts tend to get placed certain levels of the card. Whereas if it's the belt that you need to get to the belt, like it's right up there, right? You know what I mean? Like it kind of keeps it high.
Yes, but in theory, and we're going off on a side tangent here, but in theory, the Intercontinental title and the U.S. title, actually, since they're on different shows, should be used like in a similar position, although not said so explicitly.
Well, that's the beauty of the Gift of the Gods belt is like you can't really, you could give it to a low card guy, but he's eventually going to lose to the champion, or
Yeah.
someone's going to take it from him. You know what I mean? Like there's always some passive action happening with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, absolutely, absolutely.
That's what I like about it. It's one of my favorite belts. It looks the coolest. Has
Yeah.
the magnets.
Yeah, the 7 magnets, like, yes, it's really.
I did go on a tangent, but I really
Yeah.
like how simplistic it is and how well it's used and the stories it can create and how it just based on its own purpose, it can't be relegated for very long. Like you could give it to like a Masquerita Sagrada,
Yeah,
but he's not going to hold it for very long.
that belt weighs more than him.
It has checks and balances involved in its usage that prevents it from ever losing its value. Like I like NXT would do those tournaments and you get like a trophy, or
Yeah.
even Stardom will do that, or New Japan. Like I like it. That's cool too. Like, and the trophy only lasts, like it doesn't do anything. You can't lose it. It's yours for that year. I
Yeah.
like that stuff too. I wish wrestling would do. I know I'm going on a tangent, but I would love more stuff like that and more promotions.
Well, I do apologize. I neglected a detail. Dario Cueto also made it clear to Sexy Star, like, hey, if your little friends, the trio's champions, Phoenix, Aerostar, Drago, interfering, like, they're not going to be champions anymore. So they've been banned from ringside. So, yeah, if it's not clear, Dario might be on the take. Now it's clear.
He's such a weird dude because he clearly respects Sexy Star, but he still doesn't. It doesn't stop him from wanting to fuck her over.
Well, he's loyal to the gold, man. Loyal to the money.
You might be more right. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. After that, Slapback plays us in, and I can tell Marty's in the ring during the intro because the crowd is chanting "creepy bastard."
Yep, that's as you do when he is pretty creepy in the way he handles this match.
Yes, absolutely. And I've noticed over time Melissa Santos getting more and more just uncomfortable with Marty Martinez, and like she barely even does little arm motion anymore when she introduces him because he still just crowds her. And Marty, by the way, at one point throws his shirt at Melissa, and she's just disgusted.
It is gross, but yeah, they don't really keep the camera on her enough as much as they should.
Yeah.
For stuff like that.
Our first match of the evening, Marty the Moth versus Ivelisse. And this was very good, but it was a lot of just Evie working from underneath, just getting the crap beat out of her. And this was maybe the most damage I've seen Ivelisse take in an intergender match on the show.
Which, finally, right?
Yeah.
And I was thinking about it. I was ranking her among the women wrestlers in Lucha Underground that are there now.
Yeah.
And she's probably in 4th place. Like I'd put Taya above her. I'd put Sexy Star above her. I'd put Mary Posa above her because it's cheerleader Melissa. She's a fucking She's great. Yeah. And maybe Cobra Moon underneath of her because I think because I do believe that not every opinions can be wrong. Like we've heard dog shit opinions, but like you said, you didn't care for her the way she wrestled. That's truly valid. Like some people might not appreciate the way Cobra Moon wrestles. It may look it's very stylized. And she's supposed to be a snake lady. So it that could be unappealing to some. Even if she's doing it well and correctly, it may be stupid. So I'd put her in last place and because we haven't really seen many matches of hers yet.
No, we haven't. You're right.
She's lost every single one, I think.
So, yes. So Marty gets the win after he drops Ivelisse on her neck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was I think it was a driver of some kind, wasn't it? That the full Nelson, or no, it was just an atomic. It was a full Nelson drop.
Yeah, like I said, yeah, you're right. It's just, yeah, Stryker immediately pointed out, like, yeah, she landed on her neck.
Yeah, he was working her neck a little bit throughout the match,
Yes, absolutely.
which isn't
Absolutely.
a bad strategy with Eva Lise because we've already determined she's made of glass in the job.
Yes, exactly. Target the leg, target the neck, do something.
Yeah.
After that, the Martinez siblings, Marty and the Mariposa, are standing tall over Eva Lise when Jeremiah Crane runs interference to even the odds and helps his girlfriend. And as such, the Martinez clan powder, and Jeremiah Crane and Eva Lise hold court. And Eva Lise is a little upset.
I like Jeremiah Crane a lot because he's that asshole that girls like, but he keeps the girl because he gaslights her. He's like a complete bad guy, and
Yeah,
it's very subtle because they're trying to make him seem cool, but
yeah,
once when you look at what he's really saying, how he's really talking to her, how he's gaslighting her, she's super tough, but she's just super susceptible to it.
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So after that, we see a vignette for the White Rabbit tribe. I'm not lost. I'm found. TikTok. They'll be here soon. That's all we
Not,
got, right?
not soon enough for me. I love this
Yeah.
tribe.
Yeah, you've made that clear. So Jeremiah Crane follows Evilise out of the temple, and she's pissed at him. And Jeremiah's like, "Hey, like I got an offer to stay here." And Evilise is like, "No, don't do it. Like I don't want to deal with this again." And Jeremiah has this line. Of course, again, Jeremiah Crane, portrayed by Sammy Callahan for the uninitiated. But anyway, Jeremiah has this line. He's like, "Hey, the couple that slays together stays together."
Yeah, he is just so good at mental manipulation. Like she says no, and he finds a way to make sense out of it. Like he finds excuses and just justifications. He's like, "Hey, you want me to eat?" Kind of situation. If this is the opportunity for us, why are you trying to, shit all over it? This could be good for us. Like that's one of my favorite lines. He's like, "Hey, this could be good for us." It's like, all
Yeah,
right.
yeah, that's the move for
Yeah.
sure. Oh my gosh! And then Dario, we cut to Dario in the limo. Pardon me, with Councilman Delgado, and he's like, "Hey, the dissension's almost complete. Do you have a host?" And all of a sudden, it makes a lot of sense what this ultimate opportunity is all about.
Yeah, he's never really given you anything that, well, not everything is an actual opportunity with Dario. I mean, you should know that by now,
Yeah, exactly. And
especially if you don't know what it is before you win. Usually,
yeah,
if you don't even know what it is until you win, usually it sucks ass.
yeah. So is this support? Do we see the Power Glove here?
No.
Okay, we just see a box, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. So that leads us into, and Dario had mentioned, he's like, "Hey, I got two guys fighting over it, and I've got two candidates, and we could see who's taking, who's going to do this for us tonight. We could confirm that because this is match 3 of the best of 5. We got Cage versus Tejano, and of course, Cage has the 2-0 lead. So Tejano, it's win or go home for him. And this match, Cage just dominated by everything that I saw, and he just got beat on a quick roll up.
Yeah, they were telling the story of this one that Cage was being too cocky. At least
Yeah.
that's what the commentators were like. Oh, he's not hooking the leg. Like they were very cocky pins.
Damn it, he didn't hook the leg.
He didn't hook the leg. I mean, they were just shitty pin. Like he was just laying on him practically.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, uh,
It was almost like Chris Jericho posture pins. Yeah.
almost. Yeah, they weren't very good pins. He was posturing a lot. He was playing to the crowd a little bit, and Tejano was losing. He was playing. He was fighting from underneath, but they were trying to tell the story that he can win.
Yes, he can. And he, like I said, he got the win off of a quick roll up. And all of a sudden, Cage's lead in the series goes to 2-1. So Cage does not have to win match 4, but it's like the pressure's starting to come back to him.
He really wants to. I mean, this could be a slip up, and he could win the next one, but he really needs to. They even say like Matt Stryker says long matches seem to be the bane for him. And it's and Vampiro was quick to point out, like, well, I don't think he's tired, but he does tend to lose his temper. I think the first match he ever had was against Puma, or was it Johnny Mundo, where he lost by DQ because he just lost his temper.
Yeah, that and the whole match with the title match, the Boyle Heights street fight with Prince Puma, where he called out Conan, he called out Hernandez, and he's fighting a battle on 3 fronts, and it was no wonder he lost. Even though he had the match won. So the story that we have been told with the Cage character throughout 2+ seasons is that Cage is not a smart man.
Yeah, he could be. He was kind of like Johnny Mundo, where he could be champion if he would just cut this shit and get the job done. But his ego gets in the way, and he just can't seal the deal because he refuses to take a roll up pin, or what I mean. He just refuses to just seal the deal any other way. He's like the kid playing a fighting game that loses because he has to beat you with a specific move.
Yeah, because he has to beat you with this specific move. He has to get so many style points, that sort of thing.
Exactly.
For sure. We cut to Dario Cueto in his office, and Rey Mysterio's in there, and he basically begs Dario for a loser leaves Lucha match against Chavo Guerrero. And he gets it.
I mean, this is like the 3rd time Chavo's been kicked out of Lucha Underground, so...
Yeah, it's nothing's permanent. But Chavo is like a flea.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard for me to care about this match, this storyline, because I don't... It's Chavo. It involves Chavo. Where is it going? Who's it building up? Right? Are you building up Chavo for what? Are you building up Rey? He doesn't need it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They're trying to tell an interesting story, and that's fine. But as much as we make fun of Dragon Azteca Jr., maybe him or even Black Lotus should have been in this spot in some way, right? Like, you built her up for a whole fucking year, and for her to fuck off.
Yeah, and appear like maybe once a season at this rate.
Yeah, it's just it's nitpicking, and we're smart marks. We don't know. We never ran a wrestling company. We've never been in a match.
Nope.
But tell me who this helps, who this story helps, because it's not entertaining to me. If you're a huge Rey Mysterio fan, you're gonna eat up anything he does anyway.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But up next is our main event for the Gift of the Gods Championship, which is, of course, held by Sexy Star. She's defending that against Johnny Mundo, and the story throughout the entirety of the match is just interference from PJ Black and Jack Evans. Of course, Taya is still on the shelf. I do love that at one point they run interference and they all 3 air guitar, and we get the added end sound effect. I love that.
It's a necessity for me at this point.
It absolutely is. At one point, they have got Sexy Star lifted up, and I believe Jack Evans yells, "Sweep the leg, Johnny."
He does. You did not imagine that. He did say that.
Yeah, he said that just years, just like a year and a half before Cobra Kai came out. So, like, I appreciate that. Of course, it being a Karate Kid reference, that's not surprising. But, I appreciate that for sure.
The move they do, I've seen other tag teams do it. It's never impressed me much.
Yeah.
So I don't even know what it's called, but it's stupid.
It's really convoluted.
It is for a simple slam. That requires 3 people. It's kind of like the Butcher and the Blades finisher. It's like, you know what? It doesn't look cool. It requires way too many people. It's stupid. When he said sweep the leg, I thought he was actually going to do like a kicking move and actually like trip her, and I thought that would have been cool, like the high low that Red Dragon do.
Yeah.
But no. They did this thing where they hold one guy on each end, holds her up by the hands, by the arms, so she's kind of like T-posing, and the third person runs through her, pushing the legs up and over, so she just basically flips over.
Yeah, it seems unnecessary.
It's very unnecessary. Yeah.
So after this, and of course, and they allude to it on commentary through rumors that they heard that the trios champions were banned from ringside, but with him banned from ringside, of all people to run counter interference was Willie Mack, and he managed to neutralize Jack Evans and PJ Black. And Sexy hits Johnny with a chair after the Mack hit him with a stunner, but only for 2. And you want to go to the finish?
Yes, please.
Brass knuckles across the head, and Johnny Mundo is the new Gift of the Gods champion. He is such like an Attitude Era heel at this point, man.
Yeah, he's just like Mill. He's gone a little bit further down on the card.
Yeah.
But, and this is a big but.
Oh, he's clearly ascending. Like, that's clear.
Yeah, he's gone down the card, but he's gotten better.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Where he kind of owns the card. He could kind of go wherever he's needed and be completely accepted. And where he's going, there's been other breadcrumbs leading to what happens with him in the belt, who he challenges, that are very small, but are way better than what's actually happening with another individual. Johnny Mundo is just great. He's one of the best parts of Lucha Underground. And yeah, they had to cheat a little bit more than they should have had to cheat for a Sexy Star, but she's a good guy. You know,
dude, okay. Also, here's the thing, and this we've discussed before. Sexy Star is a dumb character. She just is. Like, she knows, like, oh, the Mac's doing his thing on the outside, you know, dealing with PJ Black and Jack Evans, and doing just fine.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's not out here getting just assaulted or anything, but she's still over there like, get rid of him. All the while, she's distracted, and Johnny's putting brass knucks on. It's like, pay attention to the guy you're facing.
Yeah, and they took out a few referees. I mean, they
took out, like, again, and Matt Stryker pointed out, we have 3 referees on the payroll, and they've taken out 2 of them.
Yeah, it was like a Cody match.
Yeah.
There's a lot happening. I'm invested in them because I like those kind of. I'm a sucker for it. I start paying attention. It's just you know, they're entertaining to me. But I guess I don't really have anything super negative to say about the match. It's just it kind of took a while for Johnny to. I mean, they made her look strong.
Yeah,
because she's a face. They have to do that. Yeah. They made him look. They didn't make him look super strong. Yeah, I think he did kick out of a stunner. Maybe did he kick out of a belt shot too?
No, the chair shot. It was the Mac hit a stunner and then Sexy hit a chair shot.
So they did make him look strong kicking out of those things, but mainly what they were emphasizing was his resourcefulness as a heel.
Yes.
Right, he had weapons, and then he could pull out brass knucks, another set of weapons. He had interference. He took out referees. You know what I mean? That's good for a heel. It's good to be like a cockroach when you're a heel, like just hard to put down.
Yeah.
So they accomplished both, but it still was too long.
Yeah, absolutely. But hey, Johnny Mundo, the new Gift of the Gods champion. And I'm sorry, Sexy, you're not getting that title shot, at least not right now.
No, and this was a good way to get the belt off of her without making her look weak.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And then after that, we cut to Prince Puma in a locker room. We just going to town on a heavy bag with some sticks, it looked like.
Yeah, it was a Cali stick. He was doing some basic Eskrima exercises, which he seemed to be pretty good at it, but I'm not sure what value he get out of that besides speeding up his hands. But he's not much of a puncher, so it's kind of like I've seen a UFC guy critique doing the battle ropes because he's like, yeah, you can get strong, but what muscle groups are you training for fighting? It's one of those things where I'm not an expert, so I don't know. And if you were to ask me, I'd say I'm not sure how that's helping him.
Yeah.
If wrestling were real.
Real quick aside, what is that fake martial art that Steven Seagal is a master of?
You don't mean Aikido, do you?
Maybe.
Well, Aikido's real. It's just so watered down that it's not very practical.
Well, I mean, it's one of those, like, I've seen clips of, like, people, like, lightly running at Steven Seagal, and he, like pinches something and someone just falls down.
Yeah, it's fake because it's one of those things where you're supposed to show the master's respect to a fault. So anytime a master's demonstrating, You let them win.
Hmm.
So, and that unfortunately just got worse and worse. There's real stuff in Aikido. There's real stuff, but it's not practiced in a way to be efficient in a real fight.
Gotcha.
Unless you change how you use those techniques. Like, you'll learn wrist locks. You'll learn how to, like, flip a dude. But you, like, whereas a martial art like judo, you're going to learn more that's more practical.
Yeah. I probably just pissed off an Aikidokan and might get my ass kicked pretty soon for that. But that's
You're
life.
half right. You might have, but you'll probably be all right.
Yeah. Yeah. So, like I said, he's going to town on the heavy bag when Vampiro comes in. And, I mean, Puma's still not all the way there with Vampiro. He's just not.
No, but it's words of the devil. You just letting them speak and letting them just poison your ears, and over time he'll corrupt you.
Absolutely, absolutely. And Vampiro is like, "Hey, you're not done with meal. You're not. You got the one win, and that's good, but you got to do some more."
And this is where the poison is. Like, does he? Because I thought I was like, wow, okay, guess that's over. Those were my thoughts after the perfect win he had. What was it, last week?
Last week's episode, yeah. And Vampiro's like, "Hey, like, I always hated Conan, but I always respected you, Puma."
Yeah,
Prince Puma, run away! You are being manipulated, sir.
Very much so.
Yeah. God, I love this show.
It's good stories.
Yes, for sure, for sure. So with that, you want to go into a grade?
Yes, I'll let you go first.
Okay, this was weaker than last week's episode. The matches here, I'm gonna be honest, kind of weak. I'm giving this a C+.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a C.
Okay.
Just because I think you can really skip it. Like, we're able to find enjoyment and we find value in it because we really like Lucha Underground.
Yes.
And we're able to, like, I'm able to pick apart things I like a lot and, like, go like, wow, that's really neat how they did this. This really emphasizes that. Oh, this is really smart when they did that. Just because we have to watch these shows with a critical eye.
Mm-hmm.
And I can enjoy it because there's stuff to see there. There's stuff to critic. Like, I don't like arguing about, WWE and AEW stuff just because most of the commentary on that and the critiques are very, on both sides, are very just piss poor.
Wrestling discussion, especially those main two companies, is very toxic right now.
Oh my god, dude! I see so many like awful, just awful takes on both sides, where I'm like, what the?
Yeah.
But like here, outside of that bubble, like we can have some real discussion and conversation and find some value. But other than that, like if you just want to watch good wrestling, you can skip this week. You're not going to miss much. Johnny Mundo is the Gift of the Gods champ.
Well, it's one of those things, like, this was definitely a world builder episode.
Yes, and which are necessary for a show like this, and they're very fun the first time you watch them. But
you maybe don't necessarily need or want to watch them a second time.
No. No.
So with that, let's see here. Who am I going to relate this to? Oh, hey, yeah, if you are fighting a man and you decide to randomly just take your eyes off of him when other problems are being taken care of, that you may suffer grave consequences.
Man, that's the weakest one yet.
I don't care.
All right, we're out.